Today, I want to talk to you how I feel, what's going on in Malaysia, what are my thoughts after a month, should you come here, should you not? The first thing I want to talk about is the similarities of Malaysia compared to America. So the first one I want to talk about is the flag. The flag is the red, it has the white, and it has the blue, but where it has the stars, it has their Islam symbol on. The second one is money. All their money has the durations that American money has. So you have the $1 bill, you have the $5 bill, the $10 bill, the $20 bill, and the $100 bill. They also have a $2 bill. It's quite rare to get it out here. I've been trying to find one for a while. I've only seen it once and I spent it not knowing it was a rare one. Most people go to the bank to get them because they're not really in circulation like that. And then the next one is the coins out here are the same breakdown. So you have 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 25 cent, and they also have a 50-cent piece. And if you go up to a place and you go buy some food or something, you give them a $100 bill, you get the same annoyed look that you would in America. The next one is food. And this is kind of a tough one. Malaysia is actually quite interesting with the food. If you've seen the shorts, we've done a lot of food shorts. In Malaysia, you pretty much have Malaysian food, you have Chinese food, you have Indian food. Those are the three main categories out here. Let's break it apart. The Indian food out here is amazing. If you love Indian food, Malaysia is a good spot to go. Now, when we get over to the other side, like I just mentioned, Chinese food, that is seriously really good. And then the last part is Malaysian food. Malaysian food it's a mix of a lot of stuff. And I know this is gonna annoy a lot of people, but if you took away the Indian food, you took away the Chinese food from Malaysia, the Malaysian food to me, it's Asian food. I'm not much of a fan of the Malaysian food. I love the Indian and Chinese food out here. It's simply amazing. And before we get off the food, I want to talk about one more thing about Malaysia that's very different, is the way street markets and street food is set up out here. If you are from South America, if you're from America, you know this term roach coach. It has nothing to do with bugs. I've said this before in other videos and people like flip out in the comments. It's pretty much a van or a truck, a school bus or something like that. And they cook food out of it and they sell it to you. The food though, like overall, if I would rate it, Indian food number 1, Chinese food number 2, and the Malaysian food, I'm gonna give it a long 3. But again, with Indian and Chinese food out here, it makes it hard to sorry guys. And the next one, let's talk about how I feel being out here. I feel Malaysia is a very overly calm country. And I could be wrong. We haven't been to the island, the other part of Malaysia, but going to the capital, going to Bafahat, coming here, and then going to Malacca and a few areas in between, one common thing that I've noticed is Malaysia is very, very calm. I hear a lot of people talking about, I want to retire in Asia, yada, yada, yada. I would say Malaysia might actually be a better spot to retire. And I believe they offer like ways to do it out here. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not even near retirement age. Everywhere we went, it's been chill. When you go out to the markets, the nightlife, there's not much going on. And it's something to consider about that. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing at all. It's just definitely got a lower like atmosphere. A couple big reasons for that. One, people out here are really working. That's something I've noticed about Malaysian, Indian, and Chinese people out here is they work hard. They really do work a lot out here. Drinking isn't really something that you do a lot. You won't see a bunch of Malaysians, Indians just getting drunk out of their minds, you know, like you would see in like Vietnam or like Khao San Road in Thailand. I mean, even like in America or something like that, you just don't see it out here. It's not a big thing to do, which again is a big point of it all. I mean, a lot of parties revolve around alcohol, and there's no alcohol out here really. I mean, there is. You could buy it. It's quite expensive too. If you are coming out here, don't expect a crazy party life. Let's get trashed. Let's like wake up with tattoos and 3 different girls. And that's another thing too, is you can't really just pick up chicks. Not saying you can't. I've been on Reddit and I've looked at Facebook and I've seen some of the YouTube videos about the girls and yada yada. You can, but it's not as easy, and a lot of places actually can create problems for you because it could lead to some, especially if she's a Muslim girl. That could lead to some serious issues with her family, with you legally, or you might just be waking up married. This is just a nice, quiet, chilled spot that I think everybody should come visit at some point. But don't expect that like Asia vibe, the stereotype that we have. Like in America, we think Asia, we think party, cheap, loud music, yada, yada, yada. A lot of people think about this. This isn't that at all. This is not that. I've had a lot of Malaysians tell me this is the real Asia. I don't know what that means because I've been to places like Japan, Southeast Asia. I've been to the south of China and Hong Kong. Like to Western people, that is Asia. Besides feeling like a king here in Snow White world or whatever this is, Alice in Wonderland, right? What is there to actually do in Malaysia? Usually what it is it's markets and then it's some kind of like big thing. So like when we're in the capital, the big tourist spots, like there was some waterfalls, some river stuff you could do. In regards like in the city stuff, it's like you have the main tower. Once you got there, you kind of realize that all it really is like the whole tourist area is like a parking lot. Now, my advice to you guys, if you do go out to the capital, go see this tower, go to the back. There's a big park, bring your kids there, whatever it is. It's actually a nice spot there. Batu Caves, we went there. And I got a lot of flack for that actually, because it was extremely dirty. And then I started getting people attacking me about it. I started looking at other YouTube videos and I started noticing a lot of people were saying the same thing. And it kind of brings us to like a pattern I'm starting to see out here. So we're down here in Johor. There's the glass temple. I don't know how to say a lot of these names. Like, they're long names. I'll put them on the screen. It's extremely small. It's like a little apartment room. But it was quite weird though. They charge you 10 RM to get in there. And here's a crazy one. They charge you 5 RM every time you take a picture. So you have to pay them $1 to take a picture of yourself with your own equipment. Like, and this isn't them taking your camera for you and holding it so you can pose. This is you doing everything, but they're charging you for the convenience to take a picture within their building. So I don't know what that's about. I have never heard of that. Batu never had that fee. The other temples didn't have that fee either, so I think it was just as one. But I mean, that's kind of the thing about Malaysia. Malaysia has a lot of hidden fees and stuff like that. Like, you get to hotels and they have like these tourist tax fee on top of all the other fees. Some of these temples you go to, they got a bunch of like temple tax fees. Overall, once you get past the Hindu stuff and some of like the buildings, there's not a lot to really see out here. So I'm not sure. Down here in Johor, I met the security guy at the hotel. He told me a big problem in Johor is during the pandemic, they locked the border to Singapore. So there's not a lot open anymore because the Singaporeans were the big money bringers. But yeah, there's not a lot to really do out here. I don't know if it's like a pattern though, like we were kind of talking about it before, but it seems like, and let me know in the comments, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm confused. All the Hindu stuff, like the temples, not the stuff, but the temples, they all seem heavily polluted. I don't understand. Like the glass temple, dude, it was dirty. And I didn't get any footage of it because I wasn't gonna sit there and pay $1. Like, to bring my camera and take you guys in there with me and just have my camera running. Like, this guy was just like, you know, if you give me like 100, I'll let you just do it for 10 minutes. It's like, what? Threw my camera in the bag and I was like, no, I'll just look around. And it was crazy though, because I went in there, I looked around for like 5-6 minutes and I was done. Like, it's literally just a room, but it was extremely dirty. We went to 2 other temples out here that were Hindu that were extremely dirty. So I don't know what's going on with like the cleanliness of Hindu temples. Like, they look amazing. The glass one was crazy. Like, everything inside was glass. It was just a big freaking mirror. It was just trashed. I don't get that. The bus systems out here are super good. Like, I've been able to travel all over this main island of Malaysia, going through like the bus systems, going through like the train stations. It has been awesome. It's been flawless. It's been super clean. The staff's always been really nice to help me out. And, you know, I just show them where I'm going. Most people here speak really good English. From my understanding, this used to be ran by like a British colony or something like that. So English is just kind of part of the culture and language, which is a really cool thing. So it makes it easier for us tourist people. I am overall liking it. If I would give this a score from 0 to 10 compared to the other parts of Asia, I'd give this like a hot 6. But this is definitely a country to come visit. And when they give you a generous 90 days, no visa required for a majority of the countries in the world, that's an awesome opportunity to come out here and just check it out and see what you think about the country. With that being said, guys, I will see you guys here next time. Till then.